Alright, what it do, citizens of P-Town? This is my second recording of this, so apologies if my throat just messes up on me. But yes, I'm here to give my thoughts on the last championship fight of September. It's getting its own fight night dedicated to it for, I believe, yes, it is dedicated to Mexican Independence Day. Grasso versus Shevchenko 2. So yes, I will be doing a separate video giving my thoughts on, most of the card, as well as, of course, the championship fight because it's a championship fight. I feel like I have to talk about it, even if it's not on a pay per view. So yeah, let's kind of like go through the card. I kind of checked it out earlier. Really not much to say overall, and this is 2-3 weeks out before the card because, as you know, I will be on vacation. So this card may not even be finalized yet. So let's just go over some of them. I'm looking. I would hope to see Edgar Chairez versus Daniel Lacerda. This should be a pretty fun flyweight fight. I'm probably going to lean Daniel Lacerda by TKO. Not that I'm super invested in this flyweight fight, but Tracy Cortez. Anyways, if Tracy Cortez win this, I'm like 99% sure it's going to be by decision. Okay, yeah, Cortez is as much as people like her, you know what I mean, and I understand why. Yeah, she's a decision machine. A decision machine, excuse me. So yeah, if Tracy Cortez wins, it's probably gonna be a decision. Let's hope she gets some finishing instincts in her. Any other fights I'm super invested in? I mean, you know what? I can't help but root for Raul Rosas Jr. Okay, I'm a comm major. In case I've kind of sprinkled that in throughout my videos. So I'm a comm major, and when I was in college, 18, 19, 20, there were still some people in my comm classes, right? Like classes dedicated to comm communication. People signed up for it to present, right? And I still saw people were super nervous to give presentations. Okay, and here's this kid, 18, 19 years old fighting in the UFC. Okay, how could I not get behind this guy, like, no matter what, win or lose? All right. Heavy bias here, but you know what? How could I not like, a young kid, a young person of color, and not want him to succeed? Nothing against Terrence Mitchell, right? But I just can't help but being invested in Raul Rosas Jr. D Rod versus okay, I got Raul Rosas Jr. Raul Rosas Jr. by submission. Let's hope for that. D Rod versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. I think as far as matchup goes, I'm probably gonna lean Ponzinibbio by TKO. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ponzinibbio is older, mid 30s, but I don't know. Daniel D Rod just hasn't really necessarily looked good in his last fights. Nothing against D Rod, but I don't know. I think Santiago Ponzinibbio by KO. This one, I think that's what the matchup goes. He's got some heart. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right. Kevin Holland versus JDM. Excuse me. Very interesting matchup here. We got two very good strikers, great strikers, two fan favorites for similar reasons as well as different reasons. I'm kind of leaning Kevin Holland to this one. I'm curious to see what the odds have it as. Um, I think based on momentum, Kevin Holland definitely has it better. He kind of comfortably beat Michael Chiesa, a long time veteran of the sport. Whereas JDM got a split decision that some say that he should have lost against, an unranked fighter, on short notice. And yeah, not the best momentum for JDM. Yes, in all fairness, he did have two weight cuts, pretty quickly. I mean, that's how it is in terms of momentum. Let's talk about the actual fight itself and the actual matchup. Yeah, JDM is probably more consistently the more technical, the more crisp striker. As far as more complete and just better overall form, I would say JDM has the edge here. Kevin Holland, I do love Kevin Holland. I think he has a very entertaining fighting style, and I'm a big fan. I think sometimes, especially when I watch the fight against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, his form isn't always there, right? He sometimes swings kind of wildly. What makes Kevin Holland interesting is that he has random bursts of just pinpoint technical accuracy. Sometimes it's not like consistently like that. He's not always a sharpshooter. It's kind of like, you know, you know, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but it just kind of like this pinpoint accuracy and form that just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's not constant, but here's the thing: as far as the matchup goes, I think that JDM, I could see him outpointing and outstriking Kevin Holland, but Kevin Holland's too tough to just get put away that easily. And based on JDM's last performance, like, he's not going to be as successful pulling guillotines. Okay, I think that Kevin Holland's going to stay in it that the entire time, and I think he's going to stay in it long enough to pull ahead on the damage with his, um, bursts of power and accuracy. I have Kevin Holland in this fight by decision or maybe third round TKO. That's how I have it. I mean, these are just two fan favorites fighting. You would think that they would fight later on in their careers when they're both contenders, but pretty thankful for this fight now. Okay, so yeah, you can tell that I've recorded this fight pretty early because Kelvin Gastelum versus Shavkat Rakhmonov is not happening. Kelvin Gastelum has pulled out due to an injury. Hope to see Shavkat fight. He has one of the best fights of the year earlier in March against Jeff Neal. Hope to see him fight again. Dude's a very entertaining fighter, potential contender. I know he's looking for a fight. Uh, Michael Page. Ooh, that'd be Venom, man. That'd be very interesting. But yeah, that's what it is right now. Okay, main event of the evening: Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko 2. Now, pretty consistently, I have given the benefit of the doubt to the long reigning champion in the rematches. I bet on Usman to beat Edwards in their third fight. I picked both. I picked Israel Adesanya for both of the fights that he had against Pereira in the UFC. Right. I normally give, to repeat, I normally give the benefit of the doubt to the long reigning champion. So with that said, I think this time around I'm gonna lean Alexa Grasso in this matchup, to be honest. And look, I'm not gonna act like I bet on Alexa Grasso to beat Shevchenko. All right, I didn't. I'm not gonna act like I've been this huge fan of her for many, many years, or was behind the Grasso train for a long time. I'm not claiming that. But kind of when I look at it, and as well as kind of my reception to Grasso and then leading up to the Shevchenko fight, here's what I have to say about Grasso. She's very, very good at mixing things up. She's a well rounded fighter, a very complete game, and she's incorporating everything into her fights. Okay. She's a pretty solid boxer. Clean boxer, did very well against Shevchenko, a bit better than I thought she would, and in fact was outstriking Shevchenko. Right, she's a good boxer, and obviously she's known for her grappling too, incorporates that heavily into her fighting style. She mixes things up very well. When I watched both her fights, Grosso's fights of 2022, I watched both of them live. And I initially thought, like, okay, Grosso's not really that dangerous on the feet. She's not that impressive. And, when she wrestles, she doesn't really finish fighters, or at least the fights that I saw in 2022. But I noticed that, yeah, she's mixing it up. All right. She's got clean boxing. She'll outstrike you on the feet, and then she'll take you to the ground before you get comfortable, before you get to find your swing. Okay. She'll hold you on the ground for, however long she can. Once you get up again, she'll box, start to get comfortable. Comfortable, okay, takes you to the ground, okay. She's very good at mixing things up, and I feel like that's going to be the decider or the indicator on the winner of this fight. Who's going to have the intuition, or I guess the initiative, excuse me, to take it to the ground. We saw that in the first fight, Shevchenko. She was like, okay, I'm losing on the feet here. I'm going to take Grasso down. Was able to hold her down. Right. I think that if Grasso can initiate the grappling, I think I would lean Alexa Grasso by decision. Now, yes, when you look at their first fight, Shevchenko was winning that fight before the finish. Okay. But once again, I think that Grasso just had more success, because all it took was just one moment for Shevchenko to give her back, and Grasso got the finish pretty much quickly. And as long as it was on the feet, Grasso was winning. I think that Shevchenko is in her mid 30s, and while she's not washed, and still I don't think she's washed yet, at least, and she's still dangerous. I think that Grasso, with her being what 29, 30, she could definitely improve. She can make larger improvements in a shorter amount of time that Shevchenko can. So I'm probably going to lean Alexa Grasso by decision, and we just might get our new era in flyweight. So there you have it. That's my picks for Noche UFC. Happy Independence Day, Mexican Independence Day. Shout out to all the Mexican fighters and fans out there, and just of all the Hispanic cultures. How are y'all celebrating? All right, enjoy the card. Let me know your picks down below. What do y'all think about this card overall? How much has this card changed since I recorded this video? Like, this could be completely different. How much this card has changed? Let me know down below. And yes, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all later.